sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. You look at this Eagle defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Well, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. This will be taken at the 10. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Kay. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, given 14.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive. But some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got Smith here. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And his throw is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
In that situation, 3rd and inches, it's not a surprise that you're going to have big-time guys up front trying to stop things, so you've got to win the leverage game. The offensive line did that. They got lower than the guys in front of them and pushed them aside. But even they had to be surprised at what the result was. That kind of yardage on 3rd and inches, that's not what you get on every play.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You look at his Raiders defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against 27 in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line.
That's another Eagles first down. A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Philadelphia.
Back to throw. Kay. That is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 3. Barkley is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off. Touchdown! A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
32-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Off the play fake. Kay. It fights him off. Over the middle here to Brown. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Second catch for him today, and they'll wind up a first down.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Eagles.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now a run here off the RP. And he couldn't get rid of the football. Trying to buy a little time, but he'll just tuck it and go down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. On the draw, this is Barkley. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last
And they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Kay. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame.
And he's going to be taken down back on the 35-yard line. Max Crosby, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this will come up short.
Throwing to start the drive. Wooten. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Bowers. 23 yards, the final tally.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Raiders at 10 and 2 on the year, and they're coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Genty. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Wooten. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there. You've given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9 now. Looking here for Smith downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And we'll get this all the way down inside the Vegas 20. A big play there for Philly. 53 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the Raiders' 13-yard line.
Barkley inside handoff. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Operating from the gun, Kay. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
For the field goal, a 29-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
At the 34-yard line.
operating from the gun. Wooten. That's caught. It's Dante Thornton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On first down, it's Genty. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Pass right side, caught by Thornton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a first and 10.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff to Genty. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a first and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
2nd and 5. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Put up on the gas, but somebody got to throw it. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Wooten. And he's got it. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far in the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Second down and inches. On the RPO, he'll keep on ill-advised throw back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
Up the middle, it's Genty. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Looking to throw. Newton, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Following the fumble recovery, Kay. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That one complete down the field to Smith. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 43 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
Goes right back to Smith again. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Devontae Smith, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words,
and got his man complete. Down the sideline he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Brock Bowers, 72 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Nabi Matabike forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Operating from the gun, Kay. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
and those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
This is taken at about the 14. Still going. They can't stop him.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards. And the Raiders had 6 to their lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 18 now.
34. Eagles 16.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Offense set to get this drive started. And CD, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, this is intercepted. Picked off by Andrew McCurda. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And the Eagles first down. A gain of 21 yards. First down, Philadelphia.
Operating from the gun, Kay. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Kay. He's got Brown on the outright complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 11.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Kay. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he does not get to the 1st down marker as they stop him at the 19.
Gain of 9. It's 4th down.
Smith, the man in motion left. On 4th down, Kay. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
A gain of 12 yards.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run forward, Barkley. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Operating from the gun, Kay. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around
14-yard line. This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Third down and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Raiders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
The Raiders take
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of
December.
giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
First down. First and 10.
Looking to throw. Wooten. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew McCouga. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Raiders are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On the zone read, again to Genty. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off play action. Wooten. Working downfield. He's got Thornton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dante Thornton, 39 yards. And the Raiders are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Makes the score
Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now
is going to step up and run. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Genty.
And some room to run now.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now he'll try to run with this.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now this time he'll look to throw.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A gain of 12 yards.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Off the play fake.
Wooten. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now,
so it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
and we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something that has a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he
returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling again.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Kay. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Raiders come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense